Welcome everyone. My name is Nicole and today we are kind of out in the wilderness area here. These epic rocks. I love it. So we're going to be doing about a half hour, a little bit of everything flow here. So if you'd like to join me, we're going to begin seated. Sit up on a block, a bolster or something. If you find your knees are riding higher, it's super uncomfortable. You don't want that. And then focus on your root. Sit evenly. Gauge your core. Roll your shoulders down. Palms up. And let's just take a few moments here to connect to our breath, to connect to our practice. Breathing deeply in through the nose, out the nose. Oh, probably something jumped up and bit me there. Ooh, it scared me. Breathing deeply in and out. Just take a moment to notice how you're feeling, how you're showing up. Congratulate yourself for showing up because that's the hardest part. Let's bring your hands to heart center. If you like to set an intention, just pick a word that resonates with you. Something positive you just like to see more of in your life. And then that way when things get a little challenging, you can come back to that word and be like, this is what it's for. All right, let's drop the fingers down. Inhale them overhead. We're going to do our little twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale through center and then twist the other way. Flow for a few rounds here. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, twist. Inhale, last time. And your hands down. Go ahead and switch the cross on your legs here. And then we're going to reach our right fingertips off to the edge, and the left ones are going to sweep up and over. Really reach and press down with that bottom hand. Send breath into your side body. And then inhale through center. Walk the left fingertips off, and then up and over with that top hand. Breathing deeply. And then inhale, come on up. And then we're going to move around now onto all fours. With our wrists under our shoulders, knees under our hips. Check out your fingers. Spread them. Press down evenly through your palms. And then we're going to prepare for a little cat-cow here. So from neutral, you tilt your tailbone to the sky. Press down and away with the hands look up. Cow. And then cat. You pull the core in round behind the back of the heart. Still pressing down strongly with the hands. And then rock back and forth here. Beautiful. And now we're gonna get another little wrist stretch in here. So turn the back of your hands down, and you can do one hand at a time if you'd like. Now that wrist is under your shoulder. Flick those fingernails into the mat. And take a moment to breathe here. And if you're only doing one, go ahead and do the other one now. And then we're going to rotate so that the fingertips now point towards your knees. And then if you want to scooch back towards your heels, get a little more intensity, feel free, or just stay working in a more upright position. Beautiful. Go ahead. When you sit back on the heels, you can roll the wrist out now. Maybe even clasp those fingers, make little infinity signs. Beautiful. Now, back to all fours. We're going to have our toes curled under, lift the knees, send those hips back towards your heels and up to the sky. Hands are still spreading bright and active. You can bend the whole knees a whole bunch. Look forward between your hands so you can check it out. Press down and away so strong. And then drop the head. Maybe pedal out the feet. And several breaths in, holding still, and you can still keep those knees bent. The trick is hips high. And then look forward between your hands. Begin to pull in and up through the core, knee and navel. Right foot, step that bad boy through between your hands, or take several steps to get it there. Or use blocks to give yourself more space for that step through. Turn your back heel in. And then we're going to squeeze those legs together as we come up in to Warrior One. Extend strongly at your back heel. Front thigh is lightly rolling open so I can look down and see my big toe sinking through the pelvis. And then my torso is kind of pointed off at an angle here. Fingers to the sky. And then clasp your hands behind your low back. Shrug your shoulders up and down. Shift forward. And you can't come forward anymore. Bring those wrists overhead. Or bring your fingertips off the edge of the mat. Pressing down and away. And then inhale, squeeze as you come back into Warrior One. Drop that left hand down as you start to pivot the toes all the way around. Warrior One with the left leg in front now at the back of your mat. Squat down. Fingers high. And then interlace your hands behind your low back. Shrug up and down those shoulders. Shift forward. And then exhale, wrists to come all the way overhead or off the edge of the mat. Keep breathing deeply. And inhale, come all the way up to warrior one. Exhale, right hand sweeps down. Point both toes to the long edge of the mat and in slightly. Hands to hips, bend those knees, tilt your butt back, forward fold. Hands can come to the floor or on a block. Inhale, press down, look up, pull slightly forward, and then exhale, release, relax the head, the jaw, the face, breathe deeply. A little micro bend in the knees to help stay extra active. All right, inhale halfway, look up. Then we're gonna turn the toes once more. Back to the front of our mat. Maybe step that back foot in a little bit as we prepare for pyramid pose here. Strongly pull your right hip back. So it's level with your left, squaring to the front edge of the mat. Inhale, you have blocks on either side of your legs here. Pull, look forward, chin lifts, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, look up. Hands to hips, come all the way up. And now, if you like to do the reverse prayer, or just clasp opposing elbows, lift your heart towards the sky, collarbones spread, chin lifts, and then same thing, begin to come forward, more of a balanced posture now, still keeping all that strength in the legs, and you can forward fold, or you can just maintain that first version, breathing. Inhale, press up. We're gonna release the hands, turn the toes to the long edge of the mat once more. Lift up through the heart, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, look up. Left hand under your face, right hand to your low back. Roll your right shoulder open. Maybe raise that right hand to the sky. And right hand comes down. You're gonna switch, right hand on your face, left hand to your low back. Just rolling open through the upper body, upper back. Left hand raises up, and if your neck bothers, you usually just look down. And release. And we're gonna turn to the back of our mat for pyramid on the left side. So that left hip is pulling strongly back in line with the right, because it wants to pull forward. See, coming forward, draw that bad boy back. Come on up. A little micro bend in that front knee. Pointing straight. And then begin to come forward, and you have your hands on blocks or the floor for this first version. And we pulled or we come forward so much we can't come forward anymore. We're going to drop the head now. And look up. Come on up. All the way. And then here you can do the reverse prayer. Or just clasp opposing elbows. Arc that heart up. Begin to shift on the uneven ground here. Shift forward. And then if you want to drop the head, go ahead. Breathe. And then come all the way up. Beautiful. Release the hands. Turn the toes back to the long edge of the mat. This time we're going to turn the heels in so we can squat down low for some goddess pose. You can sway side to side. Find your center and then hold and breathe. And then straighten the legs. Turn back, front of your mat. Come down over your front leg. Step into plank. Pause at the top, take a breath or two. Engage that core. Deep breathing. And then very slowly, elbows in, lower, those shoulders lifting all the way down. And we're gonna roll the shoulders up and down. Inhale, lift the chest. Don't use your hands, little baby cobra, no arms here. Just inhale, rise slightly. And on the exhale, this is natural sinking. No more deep breath in. And release. Go ahead and rest your forehead on your hands for a moment. Take some deep belly breaths. So feel your belly expand into the floor as you inhale. And then exhale, sigh it out the mouth. 2 more, just like that. Deep breath in. And let it all go. Beautiful. And we're gonna come up, press up onto all fours. And do a little back bendy, balancy pose here. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And you can pause at any way along, any spot along the way. So left toes, really reach them back. Engage your core. Stay here or extend the opposite hand. And really reach the fingers and the toes away from one another. Stay here or bend that back foot in. Wave your right hand back and catch the foot. And then kick into one another. Little resistance here. And then the shoulders, chest, square back over the short. So now don't stay open. Square back forward. Breathe. And release. Coming out the same way that you came in. Beautiful. And we're going to do the other side. So right toes. Really reach those bad boys. Extend the opposite fingers. Staying here, working the balance, working your core, or kick the back foot in. The hand reaches around, grab for the inside of the foot, and then kick up. And breathe. Beautiful. Letting go. Coming out the same way that you came in. Back to all fours. Beautiful. Let's get a little pigeon in here. So let's bring our right knee behind our right wrist. Scooch the back leg out. Hands on your shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Arc back slightly. And then if you want to forward fold over that leg, you can. You can stick a block under that right hip if this is torture for you. Just work it wherever you are feeling the sensations. And breathe. Send your breath to those places. Prepare to come out, hands under shoulders. Inhale, lift up. And then curl your back toes under, lift that knee, pulling up through the core. Step back into downward dog, or you could just go back to all fours. And then we're gonna switch. The left knee behind the left wrist, and then the back leg scooches out, and the shins pointed in. That foot's right about pointed at that right hip. If you don't feel anything, that shin can come out more, but this is usually pretty lovely. If you're feeling a lot, you could stick a block under that right hip. And you could stay breathing upright. Let's take a wave up, arc back, and then come forward to whatever degree is comfortable for you. Send breath to your sensations. All right. To come out, let's bring our hands under our shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Curl the back toes under, lift that knee. Pull in and up so you could step the leg back, open the knees wide, toes touch. We're going to do a little child's pose here. You can rest the forehead down. Breathe. here. And then shift forward and come down, roll over, come down onto our backs here. And go ahead and bend the knees. Feet as wide as the mat. You can cactus your arms here. And let's just tick-tock those knees off one way. Inhale through center. Exhale the other way. And cross your right leg over your left leg. Pick your hips up a smidge. Move them to the right a smidge. And let the knees drop over. Reach. Look to the right. Breathe into this juicy twist. Now we're going to inhale, knees back through center. Re-straighten out. And then cross your left leg over your right leg. Hips up and to the left a smidge. And then the knees drop over. Left hand reaches out. Look to the left. And then go ahead, come on, done. Give myself a little hug here, drawing the knees in. Maybe rub the outside edges of the feet. Draw those knees down, a little happy baby. You can roll around a little on your low back if that feels good. Press your whole head back, low back. Bum straight down into the mat. Let it release. And bring the soles of the feet to touch the knees, open out wide. A little Supta Baddha Konasana here. Let the hands rest on your thighs. Take a few deep breaths here. Last pose before Shavasana. And then keeping the soles of the feet touching as long as possible. Start to extend the feet along the mat. And then when it feels appropriate, open them wide for Shavasana. Palms turn up. Roll your shoulder a little more under you. Take time to make any adjustments that you need to make so that you can drop out and feel the most comfort and ease in this special place. I will sit and hold space, take the next few minutes to let go, breathe into any sensations that come up, and I'll guide you out in just a few minutes. You can always stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like, or if you feel ready, roll to your right side and just take a few moments, take a few breaths. And then when you're ready, you can use your hands to push yourself back to a seated position. Noticing how you're feeling without any judgments. Way to show up for yourself. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Light within me sees and recognizes the light within you. Take care.